In this lecture, we are going to see HTML, CSS, and JavaScript optimization in WP Rocket Catch plugin. Coming to Static Files tab, this takes care of three plugin setups. One is the minified settings under W3 Total Catch. Next is Auto Optimize plugin, and the third is Above Fold Optimization plugin. All these three functions are dealt in the simple options. Under Minify Files section, we need to select all the three, that is HTML, CSS, and JS. This will remove unnecessary spaces, comment lines from all these files. It also minifies them in such a way that the browser or search engines can process them faster. Under Combine Files section, check Google Fonts, CSS, and JS. Don't select Combine All checkbox for CSS or JS. If we reduce them to one file, then parallel downloading won't happen, which may reduce the download speed of your website into the user's browser. If you have more than 4 CSS or JS files or Google Fonts, this option will give you a considerable page speed boost. Generally, ThemeForest themes and plugins uses lots of CSS and JS files. For them, this option is very useful. Leave Exclude CSS and JS empty as it is. Enable Remove Query Strings from Static Resources. Next comes Render Blocking CSS or JS. This is the most important section of this tab. This feature is introduced recently. Earlier, this was the only drawback of this plugin, but now it's dealt with to some extent. Check Load JS Files Deferred and Safe Mode options. This will take care of render blocking JS files. If you enable Load CSS Files Asynchronously option and leave the critical path CSS empty, then render blocking CSS will be resolved, but there will be a new issue shown in Google PageSpeed Insights tool called Prioritize Visible Content. This is commonly called as flash of unstyled content. That is, your website's content will flash without CSS styles for a few milliseconds and switch to the final look. To counter this, you need to paste the critical path CSS of your website in this box. So, for now, don't enable Load CSS Files Asynchronously option. Leave Critical Path CSS box empty and click Save Changes button. Now, it's time to check your website whether everything loads correctly. If images, videos are not loading, or some sliders are not working, or if you're not seeing some elements, you need to disable the JavaScript options one by one from bottom up. Click Save Changes button and check your website again. If elements are distorted, or CSS animations are not loading, or there's no formatting styles loaded, then disable the CSS options one by one from bottom up. Click Save Changes button and check your website again. The issue is either with your theme, which is not coded perfectly, or with your hosting, which doesn't support some essential features for minification and concatenation of CSS and JS files. If you still can't resolve the issue, take a screenshot of your website before and after configuring this Static Files tab and post in our question answer section. Thereby, I can provide you the correct solution. We shall see the advanced options in the next lecture.